Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Larissa and welcome back to another video. So, let's talk. First, I think I have to apologize because I've been a little missing these days. I mean, the last video was about 2 weeks ago and I'm so sorry for that. It's just because I've been really busy with college stuff and I'm trying my best. I've been running with my stuff, but I am back now. I really want to talk with you guys about my 360-hour experiment with archlinux. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, basically a few days ago I made a post here on our channel in the post tab, and I said that if you guys gave me 3 reasons to use Arch, I would give it a try and spend 360 hours using it. And the first day I installed Arch was March 27, and today is April 3rd. So it's been a couple days since I'm using Arch, and I have some things that I would like to talk about. I think that if you saw my video about my switch from CashOS to PeakOS, maybe you are a bit confused right now, right? Because I spent some time using Cache, which is an Arch-based distro, and in that moment I thought, well, I think Arch-based distros are not for me. I think Arch-based distros are not my thing, and Arch even less so. Especially because I was really afraid of Arch, because, well, it's Arch, and I always use Fedora and Debian-based distros, like Nobara or PeakOS, just for example. I already tried Fedora and Debian itself, so Cache was my first experience with Arch, because Cache is Arch, right? It's just Arch with some tools to make the process easier, and of course with a lot of optimizations and this kind of stuff. But why I decided to try Arch? I'm still not 100% sure about this decision. I mean, there was a day I was chilling on my couch and then I thought, I'm gonna try archlinux. I figured it out. There's something called Arch install, which is a script you can use to install Arch, and this script will really make things easier. So I thought, I'm gonna do it. If everything goes wrong, then I'm gonna try to fix it, and if there's no way, I'm just gonna leave it behind. And, well, it would be only 360 hours. How bad could it be? If my experience would be terrible, at least it would be only 360 hours. About 2 weeks using Arch. And I have to say, I had issues since the first day I decided to install Arch. It kind of reminds me of the Debian installation, so it must not be that difficult. But when I took my USB with Arch ISO, plugged in my laptop, and started the boot process, I typed Arch install, and I saw some beautiful message saying, no network detected. Would you like to use Wi-Fi? And of course, I select yes. And then I got another message. I had no Wi-Fi working. And then I thought, well, goodbye. No, I'm just kidding, okay? I'm the kind of person that when I see a problem, I get obsessed to solve it. So I went to YouTube, I watched some videos, but it didn't help. I went to ChatGPT, and I'm so sorry for that, but I needed to fix that problem, and it kinda helped me, it kinda not helped me, so I sent a message to Feeling asking for help, and with Feeling's help and a little bit of AI help, I finally figured out what was going on. For some reason, my Wi-Fi was blocked. I figured it out using the RF kill list comment, and after using a few other comments, I finally could start my Arch install, because I could connect to my Wi-Fi, put my password, and everything went fine, but I really had a headache trying to solve that. Happily, everything went fine. Installing Arch with Arch install was really easy. I first did it using a virtual machine because I didn't want to mess with my laptop, and well, after doing the process like twice on a VM, I felt ready. So, in addition to that problem, my OBS Studio wasn't working. I mean, the screen capture pipe wire option wasn't showing up. So all I was having from OBS was a black screen. And then I thought, well, here we go. Let's solve another problem. So after doing some research, I figured out it was like some missing packages. It was something with pipe wire. I don't remember for sure, but I fixed it. The audio was fine. The screen capture was fine. So OBS was now working perfectly. The other issue I had with Arch until now was about Virtual Manager. If you saw my video about my switch from CashOS to PCOS, I talked about my issues with Virtual Manager and Waydroid because I couldn't have network on both. And here on Arch, it was happening again on Virtual Manager because I still haven't tried Waydroid. So after doing some research and spending some time reading the Arch wiki, again I sent a message to Feeling because I know he uses Virtual Manager and also Arch. So I thought, maybe he knows something. And we figured out, again, it was about missing packages or missing dependencies. And after installing these dependencies, everything went fine. I finally could have network working on Virtual Manager, so another issue solved. Another thing I noticed was that the video thumbnails wasn't showing up. And after doing some research, I figured out it was a dependency or a package. I'm not sure. It was a package called FFmpeg Thumbnailer, and after installing that package, my video thumbnails were now working. Now let's talk about Niri and Noctalia shell. One of the reasons I decided to try Arch is because I really wanted to try a tiling window manager. So I went to YouTube and I saw some videos. I took a look on Celestia shell, on Noctalia shell, on Event Horizon from Creative, Minimal Linux, which is basically Noctalia shell but with some customizations, and I decided to try Noctalia shell. I think Noctalia is what I expect from a desktop, and it seemed really easy to use. I was between hyprland and Niri. I tried both. I used hyprland with Noctalia for a few hours, I think it was a few hours. I tried to set it up and, make things work like I think it's the best for me. But for some reason, I thought hyprland a little bit more difficult than Niri. So after trying hyprland, I decided to give Niri a try. So I watched a tutorial on YouTube and I followed every step. I first installed Niri and all its dependencies. After I installed Noctalia shell and all its dependencies, it all seems really easier on Arch, to be honest. Hello again. I had to take a break from the video, but I'm back now. And well, as I was saying, everything looks a little bit more easier on Arch. And when I say that, I mean it looks easier to install things like tiling window managers, just for example, or some other stuff, because it feels like some things are just made for Arch, so the process itself is easier than doing the same process for Fedora or Debian, for example. I mean, just for example, there is a way to install Niri and Noctalia shell for Fedora. The process is just so much easier on Arch because, yeah, it's what I said. Some things are just made for Arch to work out of the box, let's say this way. And I want to talk about some little issues I had using Niri and Noctalia, and I'm not 100% sure if it was Niri or Noctalia issues or both, but I think it was more about Noctalia. So there was some missing icons on the launcher. I mean, there was some icons that was looking like a black and pink box, and that was really weird and ugly. So I made some research and I figured it out. It was a line that I needed to add on my Niri config file, and I'm gonna show you right now. Let's open my terminal and let's type sudo nano, and let's open my Niri config file. And if I look for spawn at startup, that's the exactly thing I had to type to fix that problem with the missing icons. I mean, the weird black and pink box on the icons. It was something with the key T6 and it worked perfectly. Another thing I noticed was that my Bluetooth wasn't working. I was like, is that a bug? Because when I clicked on the Bluetooth button, I can't find it. Oh, here. On the Bluetooth button, it wasn't working. When I clicked here, the Bluetooth just wasn't responding. I was clicking and nothing was happening, so I again made some research, and with a little help of AI, I figured out it was a command that I needed to run on my terminal. Okay, right here. I needed to type these commands. The first one to unblock Bluetooth, and then this one, and this one, and finally this one. And then my Bluetooth was working perfectly. Another issue I had was that my launcher wasn't opening, and I figured out it was a conflict about Niri keybinds. Alright, I was trying to find the comment, and this is the comment I needed to add on my Niri config file. But to add this line, I needed to uncomment another line that was this one. So it was like this, without the slashes, and all I had to do was type // to uncomment the line, and then I finally could add this line. So every time I type super key ND, now my launcher works. And just a note, this is the package that I needed to install to show my video thumbnails. I mean, to show this thumbnail. And well, am I going to stick with Arch? I definitely could, because I've been learning just so much with Arch than I never learned in my whole Linux experience. I mean, there's only a couple months that I'm using Linux, and I was really afraid of using and testing and experiment some kind of stuff. But I really want to explore and test my skills to solve problems, and Arch is the perfect thing to do that, I think, because you need to read a lot, you need to watch videos to understand some issues, and yes, I think you definitely learn a lot with Arch. A lot of people already said that Arch is a good way to go if you want to understand your system and how things actually work. It's not the easiest experience. I could just go with Tashi because things would be pretty much easier, but for my surprise, I've been really enjoying my Arch experience. It's been like 8 days now that I'm using Arch, and it's been kind of fun. I'm not 100% sure if I can say fun, but I don't know. Some issues here and there, but all of them are fixed, and I'm just enjoying my system. Also, Niri has been great. I think I could make another video to talk about Niri specifically. But yes, things are just so smooth. And DaVinci also works perfectly. OBS Studio just works perfectly. And yes, I think I could make a video about Niri and Noctalia shell specifically, just to show my desktop customization. I never thought I could actually like something like Niri or hyprland, but I really like Niri. Just like I said, hyprland just felt a little bit more complicated to set it up. Niri just felt easier. So I'm sticking with Niri for now, and I'm using Niri on my everyday use, and it's been great, honestly. And I think that's it. I think that's the end of the video, everyone. If you have any tips, please leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this. If you are not a subscriber, we'll talk later, and bye.